As you are discussing 48 hours, foreigners are busy getting mining license at Ministry of Mines. This brings me to the gold topic. What ZCCM did was wrong. It's wrong. We are not getting anything from our mineral resources. ZCCM has shares across all the mines. There we are getting zero. We need now not to depend on dividends because they are inflating costs, giving contracts to their own companies. Zambians are getting, if your Zambian is supplying, they are supplying toothpicks and toilet paper. The Zambian cannot be given anything, maybe screwdrivers. That's what we are supplying in the mines. A Zambian to be given main contract, you are lying. In our own country, since privatization, Zambians have been relegated to supplying toothpaste in the mines. That's the only thing we know. We cannot even own big mines. As Zambians, we now need to take control of our mineral resources. Gold is number one. Either Zambians are helped in terms of exploration and machinery by ZCCM, or ZCCM itself goes and mine that gold. There should be no foreigner in the gold value chain, so that when we get that money from gold, we give it to Bank of Zambia, they keep it as gold reserves, or they sell it for Forex. Just Kasenseri mine, ZCCM is targeting 40 tons a year of gold. That is $2 billion a year. Now there's gold in Nyimba, gold in Vubwi, gold in Kawe, gold in Samba, gold in Mumba, gold everywhere in Northwestern Province. Now you are telling me we are in debt distress. You were insulting each other on Facebook that you have borrowed the road, because we have been made to think myopic that Zambia can be scared of $11 billion. Can't be scared of $11 billion. Here is Kasenseri mine with a potential to mine $2 billion worth of gold. Those technocrats, they are busy sleeping there. They were, that day I heard them, they were building, they released 45 million kwacha, and they were building a wire fence around the mine. You are supposed to be mining now. You are building a wire fence. The Zambian president has been very clear on gold. You saw the clip when he was in Mwinilunga, very upset. He said, mine this gold immediately. The people that are mining legally. The Minister of Mines has been very clear. Gold should benefit Zambians. As technocrats, we drive VXs and what? We don't want to implement. We don't want to work. That's why when ESZ issued a statement, we were very clear. When ESZ issued a statement, we were very clear that ZCCM, whatever they did, was contrary to government policy, because we know government policy. Government policy is to empower Zambians with gold. We know that. As ESZ, we have been working on this gold issue for almost 2 years now. You and me, and you know the problem with you is that I'm reading what is happening, what the comments that are here. People are mentioning 48 houses. As you are discussing 48 houses, foreigners are busy getting mining license at Ministry of Mines. You are just doing. You foreigners are busy getting mining licenses to come and mine in your country because you don't want to discuss business. For you, it's politics. No, this one has resigned here, this one has defeated. That's the only thing that we know. When are we going to start discussing making money? When are we going to produce billionaires? Ladies and gentlemen, let us come back to reality. You are everyday corruption. You are just discussing corruption. Let's go and get mining licenses. Then ask ZCCM to help us mine. My friend, minerals, no one will say, no, I'm FQM, for example. You are doing bad laws, I've gone. No one will say, go. We will remain with the minerals underground and we shall mine them. We shall mine the mines ourselves. This is our time, ladies and gentlemen. We should change the narrative of what we are going to be talking about. We should change. Less politics, more of wealth creation. Our implementers, the technocrats, we have been to school. Remove this tie, remove it. Go on the ground. Go on the ground and make sure that we start mining now. We are eager to create wealth for Zambians. Eager to create wealth for Zambians. What I'm seeing here, it's no UPND versus PF versus NDC. Mwebantu. Where are we going to? The only power that we have is the power to vote. That's all. That's the only power we have in this country. The power to vote and attend rallies. Because that's the only thing that we want. You drive around in Zambia, all the land now is being covered by fences. I'm telling you, after 10 years, by the time you realize that you need land, they would have taken it. Because the only thing you know is to go and gather in rallies. I have never heard anything sensible on Facebook. Every time we are just busy discussing this one politician has said this one, this. Today there was a big scandal of useless things. Useless talk. We follow useless scandals instead of talking about wealth creation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are rich. We are rich where we are. Extremely rich. You know, we should be rich. Let me now, there's Kashweka saying, you shall be taught to apologize. To apologize to whom? Why should I apologize? To whom? You know? So gold mining in Zambia, Zambians, you take the initiative. Take the initiative, go and apply for mining license. Then we shall go to ZCCM to go and ask ZCCM to help him. Last time when I was talking, I thought about crowdfunding. There's the issue of saying that we don't have money. Colleagues, let me tell you, now dropping into the micro household level, this is how we can create wealth. Habaazoka, for example, or a Mr. Mwape has 100 hectares. We advertise on Facebook. We advertise on Facebook. We want to create a complex or want to develop a free mine. I won't stop talking about this. We need 10 million kwacha. Each Zambian start putting 10 pin or 5 pin, 1 pin to a shareholder. You fund that venture, it starts operating. You move to another venture. You do crowdfunding. You call NAPSA. Let me tell you about mining. Artisanal mines that are there in the bush. Zambians that have mining licenses that are unable to mine. ZCCM buys equipment for exploration. They come and explore the area and determine how much ore is below. That area becomes bankable. With that information, they go to CEEC or to any bank to go and borrow money to develop that mine. And they give, for example, 40% shares to ZCCM. So you're going to find that ZCCM is going to have shares in a lot of indigenous owned mines. Not going to go and give, I don't know what, let's go and process gold. That's my opinion. So the day we are going to develop Zambians is the day we are going to stop petty issues. Let's stop discussing petty issues. We should stop discussing petty issues and let us love one another. You know, I read every day, you know, I make a comment and people start insulting me. But why are you insulting? That's my opinion. If you have another opinion, write it or go to your page and do it. There's no need of me and you insulting. We are brothers and sisters. We cannot fight. Fight for what? This country, it's yours and mine. We are not enemies. We are not trying to kill anybody here. But the system in which our country was created for you and me to hate each other. We were told this tribe, that tribe. Yes, as a country, we have never lived in unity. Let's not lie to each other. Bembas used to live in their own Bemba chiefdom with their conquered tribes. Easterners would live with their different in their different kingdoms. The Lozis would live in their kingdom with their king and their conquered people. Tongas would live in the southern part of the country with a number of chiefs, small chiefs, and so on and so forth. We were brought together by Britain to live together. So we need to learn now to live together. We are over 50 years independent, and we have been living in harmony as one for a long time. By now, we should have learned to live together. We should have learned. In fact, what we need to do, if it was in my powers, we even swap chiefs. Let the Lutunga go to replace Timkuru. Timkuru, Bembas rule Lozis, Lozis rule Bembas. Let's swap like that. Maybe so Lozis are going to be providing a chief for Bembas. Bembas will be providing for Tongas. Tongas will be providing for Eastern. And maybe that's the way, the only way we can remain united. Because this politics now, we are being divided. And you know what they're doing? These multinationals, they fund this one, they fund that one, they fund this one, and we're busy fighting. Let us unite. Elections were in 2016. This is 2020. If I tell you what we did the last 4 years, do you know what we did the last 4 years? We had scandal after scandal. Political fights after political fights. That's what we have been doing. There's now time the last time we united is when Zambia won the Africa Cup. That's the only time I felt unity. Shame on us. Shame. We cannot continue living like this. Let's unite. 2016, there's a leader who won. There's a president. All of you forget about your political differences and you support that one. If you think he's not working or what, there's 2021. There's going to be election. You go and vote. But you cannot suspend life just because the person who's in government, you did not vote for them. People see me, when people saw me or see me with certain people, they even start insulting. Why? I wonder why. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Zambians, let us unite. The issue of unity, we should start from primary school. In fact, this is the only time I can allow us to get English names and English surnames so that nobody is going to know which tribe we come from. On the reg, let us even stop writing which chief. Let us it be plain. Or we forbid, if you are Lozi and Tonga, you cannot get Lozi and Tonga names. You can only get Bemba and Eastern names. Maybe we should start like that. That's the only way you are going to unite. We shall now, in fact, we should be policing. You cannot develop a country if you remain defragmented. Look at the civil service. It's jealous after jealous. Look at just even in private companies. Those of you that are watching my live broadcast now, it's hell. You cannot be sick for 3 days. You find they have repressed you. You find they have sidelined you. Top performers are hated in companies in this country. What kind of citizen are we? The person who works hard, you don't like him. Then you come and say, no, the government is not working. Government is a collection of you and me. It's private sector, public sector put together. That's government. If you have been given a contract as a private sector to sweep the road, if you put a person who does not know how to sweep and you put another person, that's because they are your brother, your sister, your tribesmate, and that road remains dirty, you are guilty of corruption, just the same way as that person who steals from national coffers. It's the same way you will suffer from the same crime. Even if you work for a private company and you use that private companies instead of using that time to generate money for your company, so that government can that company can make more money, government can collect more taxes, you are also guilty of bringing the country down. Each individual GDP is output of a household. GDP is not the responsibility of only policymakers. You and me have a duty to create GDP. So as long as we are sleeping on our beds, letting idle land being taken by foreigners, when us the only thing we know is to attend rallies, political rallies, we are guilty, just like a person who's guilty of corruption. You're not paying taxes. If you vandalize public property, just look around towns. Let's look around towns. You walk around, you are expecting the council to come and sweep from outside your house. You can't even afford 500 kwacha if you live in Chiboda, I understand. But if you live in high cost residential areas, you can't even paint your wall fence. You're also guilty of not contributing positively to this country. Zambians, we need to heal. It's true what Jimmy Mwanaiba is saying here. We need to heal. We are too rough to each other. We hate each other. We are too jealous of each other. Pulling each other down at work. I'm sure even where you are now here at work, there's somebody that wants you to fall down. With such type of society, you'll never go anywhere. Such type of society cannot go. We will never go anywhere. We'll never develop. Why? Because we hate each other. We're pulling each other down. Your friend buys a vehicle, you want that vehicle to be involved in an accident. Your friend is a hard worker, you say, no, Muzungwani Konde. He's a cadre, he's looking for a job. Your friend is giving positive advice that no, he's job seeking. Which job? Just because you are sleeping and you are idle does not mean others should be like that. Instead, you should also come up highly and also contribute to this country. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a very rich country, extremely rich. If it were me, you know me, I'm a social democrat. Social democrat. I believe in a mixed economy with heavy government involvement in economic development. If it was me, I was going to tell you next rain season, starting from 1st November, we are going to the farms. Even me, I'll go to the farms to go and to grow. At least I do 100 by 100, contribute to digging, to growing maize for this republic. We need to be serious. We cannot develop like this. It's a myth to think that pure market economy will develop this country. Myth, it will never happen. The richer will continue being rich, and those are foreigners. The Zambians will continue being poor. That is what is going to happen. So people are asking, Bank of Zambia has reduced the policy rate. Commercial banks, if the loan that you acquired with your bank comes under variable exchange rate, or what is known as floating exchange rate, your bank is supposed to reduce it, because the Bank of Zambia has reduced its policy rate. The same way banks increase your lending rate, when the Bank of Zambia increases the policy rate, banks should also do the same, they should reduce. Now, for civil servants, I don't know the MOU between civil service and banks. But if you are getting loans at a subsidized rate or fixed interest rate, it might not change because it's fixed. It's a fixed loan. But if it is a variable, when Bank of Zambia increases the policy rate and also those loans that are on government normally go up, you go and ask your bank to immediately reduce it. You have to follow suit because commercial bank transmit Bank of Zambia monetary policy, meaning they are the ones that implement Bank of Zambia monetary policy. Same with the 10 billion. The 10 billion banks should extend to citizens. The president mentioned three things, the following things. One, the president mentioned 10 billion medium to long, short to medium term liquidity, to provide liquidity in the banking sector. The other one is to the creation of a COVID economic recovery fund. I am still waiting for Ministry of Finance to follow what the president said. We need to create, where I'm sat here, I have a lot of ideas. What I want is capital. And I'm waiting for that fund to be populated with money so that I can also go and borrow that money. Because as Zambians, it's only you and me, you Zambians, as Zambians, it's only us that can develop this country. When COVID started, they all ran away to their countries, where there are better medical facilities. Despite the fact that COVID was rampant in their country, they ran away to those countries, citing poor health facilities, and we are going to die a lot. So why should we allow them to come back after COVID finishes? Why should they come back? Let them leave the minerals to us. Some mines, 3 ministers went to talk with Mopani, care and maintenance, when copper prices were at $5,200 US, when you can hardly find copper. Mopani said they are putting care and maintenance. Let them put the Mopani mine on care and maintenance forever, but let them hand over the mine to the Zambian government. We don't care. They can all go if their interest is to service themselves. The issue between CEC and ZESCO is a corporate member of EAZ. CEC is also a corporate member of EAZ. So, colleagues, you are going to excuse me, I cannot comment on this issue. So the only thing I can say that we want this issue to be solved such that both parties remain in business. That's the only thing that I can say. Let it be solved such that both parties remain in business, because both of the people, both of the companies have Zambian employees. John Manzolo says, I like a dog. Another episode will come. I read something, but I don't know. That's basically what I had to say. I had a lot of things to say, but I think that Tabalanda sana nti watuke mfumu, as the Bembas say. Let's love one another, colleagues. I sit on on a lot of WhatsApp groups. The type of negativity that I'm seeing, it does not befit a nation that calls itself a Christian nation. We have people that sit on Facebook just wanting to gain popularity, busy insulting, busy trying to divide the country. Let us stop. We cannot just accuse each other of prostitution, corruption, thieving, stupidity, and what. Let's learn to respect each other. If we have been entrusted with national resources, let us use those resources wisely for the people of Zambia. Do you think HH is competent economically? I don't know what competent economically is, but the gentleman is an economist. He finished the University of Zambia. Nobody graduates from the University of Zambia if they are down. Everybody that graduates from the University of Zambia, even from the Copperbelt University, and from indeed any other university, is intelligent. The president Edgar Chagwalungu graduated from UNZA is intelligent. HH graduated from UNZA is intelligent. Those went to UNZA on merit. So you can't say that this person is down or what. People like saying Russian trained in a bad way. Colleagues, umwana shenda atasha ninokunaya because education is education. This one is saying you are swift to find citizens, faults in citizens, but you never challenge the powers. I challenge the government. But you know what? Me, I have access to a lot of government offices. I have access to opposition political leaders. I have been on this forum with Nawakwi, Honorable Nawakwi. I have met HH before. I have eaten in Shima in Honorable Kambuli's house. I consider him a friend. I have met the president personally, and I have respect for all of them. I should not hate them. Why should I hate them? Those are leaders. The thing that I'll never do is to bring them on the media and start degrading them. Sometimes, yes, we normally answer, but I'll never condemn them bluntly because those are elders. Those are leaders, especially in my capacity as EAZ president. I cannot come on Facebook. I don't know where this fashion is coming from, where you have to come on Facebook to start insulting leaders. It's wrong. Those are elders. What message are we passing on to our kids? If I have access to go on, it's just that, I cannot be coming. Today I went and met the Minister of Finance and I told him off, or I told him what I think. It's wrong. If we want public discussions, we organize formal functions. Like when we held the summit, you heard the speech. We advised government on a lot of things. We needed to interact with Honorable Nawak. We brought her on Zoom conference, and we spoke with Honorable Nawakwi. I want all Zambians to behave like that. It's very sad what is happening to a level whereby people ask me from other countries, but what's happening in your country? Why are you so mean to each other? Just for you to get 200,000 followers. It's wrong. It's very wrong. I don't hate anybody. Even people that insult me on my page, they go personal. I'm rubbish, I'm what. It's okay. Only God can judge me. But just know that the University of Zambia or Copper Belt University, they never employ rubbish. That one you should know. If you are employed by professors, there's not going to be rubbish. If you have a divergent view, if you have a divergent view, pass it. Let's discuss it nicely. That thing should be there. And just if we talk more about how we can help each other grow this economy, we are going to reach very far. Thank you very much, and God bless you. I think I've done an hour. We started 14 minutes late. I think I've done. The next time, I'll try not to talk so much about the national level. I want us to talk about ideas of how you and me can make money. Practical ideas. Which businesses should we invest in? I'm telling you, we will never be respected by foreigners unless we have money. Look at our employees. Our employees are spat on, insulted by not only foreign investors, but even Zambian investors. Zambians also look down upon Zambian employees. Why? Because those don't have money. There's no dignity in poverty. I'm telling you, there is no dignity in poverty. You can only have dignity when you have money. The first weapon for you to gain your dignity is to have money, to have integrity. You cannot bargain from a weaker side. You have to be strong for you to start bargaining on an equal situation. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.